Did you do the hand motion?
Jackie, you want to slate that for us, please?
Is this the talk hand motion?
Well, you just because obviously if you didn't do this, you'd know you wouldn't use your lips. So this way, you know you have to move your lips.
Oh, okay, so I have to
when
move
you
my
talk.
lips.
Yep.
Jackie Jang, Fox 31 Denver.
Thank you.
Thank you. Should we do the whole interview like this?
Sure.
Okay, let's
Well, then it'll be on the Muppets.
Exactly.
Anyway, well.
Creepy hand puppety things. Oh my goodness. Okay, so anyways, I'm a huge fan of you, huge fan of sci-fi, and then you take on this iconic role that everyone I feel like will admire you for, but I think particularly women. Watching it, it was very empowering to me.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, how did you feel about it?
I didn't feel empowered while I was doing it. I felt like a failure all the time because something was always not working. You talk about adversity. Every day there was I didn't understand my environment. Your body wasn't living up to what you wanted it to do. So, but in the end, all those things together worked perfectly for what we had to shoot. You know, if you're incredibly comfortable and at ease, you're not doing your job. So, but to be a woman and get to do this, because Alfonso and Jonas wrote it for a woman, I think they originally had it as her. Her name was just, it was just her, or the woman and the man. Like it was that clear. I'm so grateful and thankful because, you know, yeah, at 20, I can see getting it, but them going, yeah, let's let someone who's not 20 try this. I mean, who would have thought at this point in my life that I would be the one that got to experience not only Alfonso in this story that's incredibly personal to him, but to do it for the first time when no one else has ever touched this technology.
Well, you killed it. I was a huge fan of this movie. Thought you did a fantastic
I'm so
job.
glad.
One part that stuck out to me, though, so you're ripping off all the gear, you know,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're taking it off, and I'm like, oh my god, they're going to show her in a diaper. But instead, you come out and you're like in spandex and this like skin-tight wife beater, and I was like, oh.
It was military grade t-shirt and the tap pants. I didn't want to be in a thong. I didn't feel like we needed to see that in 3D. The diaper, I get, but again, taking off that diaper, you know, like it just didn't have that same. Again, we are making a movie, and yes, they do wear diapers, but they don't always wear diapers in space. They know that they're going to go out for a walk and they're going to come back in, so they're not always in the Depends.
That was not a diaper situation.
That's not a diaper, and plus, would have made the hips look big. You know, I'm still a girl.
It wouldn't have been flattering. Exactly.
If I worked out, I didn't want those hips to be any bigger with the bulk of a diaper.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
are these making my butt look fat?
This is diaper making
Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Just like, do I look wider than I need to look?
Well,
yeah, you do.
An astronaut outfit was so slimming already, right? Okay, so then here's like a funny, lighter question. What's your favorite sci-fi movie?
I have a couple, and they're the obvious ones like 2001, but I'm in love with this Jeff Bridges movie called Starman. And I don't know if you've seen it. It is still one of my favorite movies. It's so simple. It is so emotional. He's so beautiful in it. Oh my God. But
Jeff
it's so
Bridges crush?
Oh, I mean, that's like where you're like, really? But it's a road movie. It's got a little Thelma and Louise, like sort of in the middle of the desert, running from humanity, space. You got to see that movie. It's so beautiful. It's about life. It's the same themes as this. Someone who's lost and someone who's broken and receives this being, this creature that teaches them about rebirth. And it's just so beautiful. You have to see it. So that's one that I always go to on
Last question. Yeah. Would you ever go to space after
I know. I've been asked that so much. And the answer is not anytime soon. But if I'm 80 and my son comes to me and he goes, I want to have this experience with you, and I knew I did a good job as a mom and he wants to go up there, I'd go. I'd go. If I'm going to die, I wanted to know that all the ducks were in a row and that it was his idea. So I could blame him. You wanted to do this.
You wanted to go.
It wasn't me messing
adventure.
up as a parent. It was my adventurous son wanting to go up to the sky.
Well, I'm telling you right now, huge sci-fi fan. It's probably one of my all-time favorites.
I'm so glad.
You I'm a huge sci-fi fan, and I was like totally blown away. It's probably one of my favorites of all time now.
Oh wow, thank you.
Dead serious, without question. Yeah, Jackie Jang, Fox 31 Denver. Okay, so right off the bat, I want to ask you why a female lead and why Sandra Bullock?
When we were writing the screenplay, it was like even as if we didn't question it. It was a female lead, and actually when we talk about we realized it was connected to the thematics. It was not only, yeah, and partially about not playing with macho heroics, but it was connected with the thematic. I mean, this is a story about rebirth, and also it's a story about nurturing. And in many ways, it's a story about fertility, not talking from the sexual standpoint of fertility, but from that spring of life, you know, that urge of life that we have.
The theme of rebirth, I mean, I thought you did a beautiful job of portraying it. You know, we had the scene where she literally rips off everything, it's just her bare, and
she shreds her skin.
Yes.
In many ways.
Why that theme?
Well, that's the thing. I think that if we're lucky in our life, we go through different rebirths, and rebirths meaning new knowledge, and new knowledge not only about everything around us, but new knowledge of ourselves. And in many occasions, that knowledge comes from adversity, you know, and overpassing adversities. And the theme of the film, in many ways, is about those adversities and the possible outcome as a rebirth.
Okay, you had to have known this would be an incredibly challenging film to make. So why did you decide to take on this challenge? And I mean, I can't even imagine, what was it like getting all of the technological and the graphics, all of that all together?
Well, actually, it was a big miscalculation because when I finished the screenplay, I thought it was going to, you know, involve a fair amount of visual effects, but it was going to be a straightforward, easy film to make. And then when we start doing some tests early on, very soon became obvious that we needed to invent new set of technologies, and trying to figure out how to make the film happen. And it was a long process of trying to figure it out.
What did you guys actually do? I've heard rumors that she was stationary and then things were moving around.
Pretty much a lot of that is what happens. I mean, rather than making her spin, we kept her more or less static, and everything is spinning around her. And but that turned out to be also very complicated. So we have to involve robotics and LED lights, and everything's pre-programmed. That was a new challenge for Sandra, because she had to be performing until very tight frames of work. But you know what? If this film works, is because of the actors. You know, you can talk about all this technology and all the setting and all the cool visuals, but if you don't connect with the amazing emotional journey of this character, then the film wouldn't work.
Last question, favorite sci-fi film?
Well, as a sci-fi, the thing is, sci-fi now has a big range of
Pick your favorite out of all.
Wow, favorite sci-fi. Do you consider? Well, 2001.
2001, Space Odyssey.
Yeah,
there we go.
Metropolis, 2001. Man who fell on Earth. Yeah, the one in which the robots arrived to planet Earth. What's the name of that one?
Mars Attack?
Oh, that I love. I love Mars Attack.
Mars Attack.
I love Mars Attack.
So you're just a sci-fi fan in general.
Well, yeah. I mean, is E.T. a sci-fi film?
Yeah.
Well, E.T. Duh.
You're great. I'm telling you right now, one of my favorite films ever. Seriously, loved it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Close Encounters.
Oh.
Beautiful, don't you think?
What?
The sunrise.
Terrific.